Hello, this is Mark Satterfield, and welcome to the Velvet Rope Playbook. Tonight's chapter, They're Not Like You. What Makes the Wealthy Buy Differently? You're sitting across from a man who owns 5 homes. One of them he hasn't visited in 3 years. He just likes knowing it's there. You're trying to explain your service, what you offer, how it works, why you're worth it. And suddenly you realize something. He's not evaluating your offer the way normal people do. He's not comparing prices. He's not doing a mental ROI calculation. He's not even listening for value. He's listening for vibe. What makes the wealthy different isn't just money. It's the way they decide. They buy emotionally. They buy for identity. And they buy from people who feel like they already belong in the same world. Quick break. If you're trying to attract high net worth clients and your current pitch isn't landing, it's probably because you're selling to them like they're normal. They're not. You need my latest book, Velvet Rope Story Selling, and you can get your copy at getwealthyclients.com. It will show you exactly how to speak their language, trigger the right emotions, and make them lean in without pressure, pitch decks, or sales scripts. That's getwealthyclients.com. Here's the mistake most professionals make. They assume wealthy clients are just normal clients with more money. So they offer bigger packages, more services, fancier slides. And all it does, well, it makes them look like a vendor with an upsell. What the wealthy want isn't more. It's different. They want to feel safe, understood, impressed, but quietly. And most of all, they want to know you don't need them. That's the paradox. The moment you sound like you're chasing, they back away. But if you carry yourself like someone who belongs, they listen. And the fastest way to do that is through story. Let me give you an example. A luxury travel consultant I know, Juliet, was trying to land a discreet client in Monte Carlo. He wasn't taking meetings, wouldn't return messages, so instead of sending a pitch, she mailed him a leather-bound note with one sentence inside. We once had a client who requested snowfall on arrival. We made it happen. 17 metric tons of artificial flurries, flown in and timed to fall on the driveway as their guests arrived. No call to action, no offer, no follow-up. 3 days later, his assistant called. He said to bring her in. He wants to hear more. That's how the wealthy respond. Not to explanation, to imagination. She didn't prove her value. She demonstrated her world, and he wanted in. If you want clients to pursue you, not just accept your proposal out of politeness, then head to getwealthyclients.com and grab your copy of my Amazon #1 best-selling book, Velvet Rope Story Selling. This is the playbook for professionals who want to sell like insiders, using story, prestige, and subtle power, not pressure. That's getwealthyclients.com. Now, here's another thing that makes the wealthy different. They don't care what you say. They care what it signals. If you say we're very responsive, they hear you're on call. If you say we're affordable, they hear you're for everyone. If you say we have room in our calendar, they hear you're not in demand. But if you say, we've worked with clients who've had to shut down entire projects because someone on their team said too much to the wrong person. That's why we never hire people who crave the spotlight. Now they lean in, because that's a story that signals discretion, control, and shared values. That's the move. The story does the heavy lifting, and you sit back and let it. Because with the wealthy, the less you chase, the more they assume you're already in the club. A final thought. The wealthy don't need more options. They need anchors. They're looking for people who project certainty, taste, and experience without having to say it. Story gives them that. It creates presence. It builds status. And it makes you unforgettable. They're not like you. They're not like most buyers. But if you understand the psychology, you stop trying to sell them and start inviting them into a better story. This is Mark Satterfield. Thanks for listening to this chapter of the Velvet Rope Playbook. I'll be back with you soon with more, but until then, bye for now.